Bang Bang Draeguy, what's good, y'all? We are back. Today, I have one of my Austin partners who topped the San Antonio Regional this past weekend. My boy Fritz, and he's arguably one of the best players, if not top two in Austin. He's been doing this for years, longer than some of y'all been alive. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, he's one of my inspiration too. Like just like how different he is, and I appreciate his thought process when it comes to building decks. And yeah, he's gonna go over his deck list and everything that came into it. He recently topped the Houston Regional, got second. And this is a similar deck list, but he'll go over the details. So without further ado.
Hey, so yeah, as Brian said, I'm Fritz. I got second at Houston, and then actually just this last weekend I got seventh at San Antonio, just one spot above yours truly. So,
yeah.
So anyways, it's kind of a cool deck list. It's got 4 different engines in it, 48 cards, one card different. We can go over it later than the Houston list, but it's been really successful for me. And it's, as far as I'm aware, I'm the only one playing anything like this. So take notes.
Yeah.
All in good fun. So anyways, we've got, this is our first engine. I love Primate cards. Primate cards are my favorite cards in the game right now. It's a really, really grindy engine that has more options than people give it credit for. Barrel is just the best card in the game because it doesn't play into really any hand trap except for Imperm, because people aren't playing, like no one's playing Vela right now. So barrel into load into Droll Beam is getting you potentially
free.
Yeah, it's insane. So for vanilla, we play Dipity. This is new vanilla and Allen. It is pretty important because it is a light fiend and it is a level 4. So this bridges into one of our other engines, two of our other engines really. Which is cool because we can also use this just with the Primate cards. For instance, Barrel by itself, that's a 1-card Baguska with a Droll Beam set up for the next turn.
Yep.
So these cards are really good. I won games with just these cards. For instance, my round 6 was against Cam Neal. Excellent player. He's won YCSs. My hand was 3 hand traps, fiendsmith, the fiendsmith Paradise, and a single barrel, and we won. So it's pretty sick. It's
okay,
pretty
we
sick.
ball.
I'm saying. So yeah, there's our first engine. Then we got our second engine here. So fiendsmith cards. So you'll notice a common trend here is I like playing really grindy engines that give you a really good grind game, and they have a lot of options within them. So as my second engine, I played the fiendsmith cards, and so this is the guy that'll get you right. You can go barrel, load into Dipity, and then you can actually link the Dipity right into a Requiem. And sure, you can't activate it that turn, but you could just summon the Lacrima off of it and send the Paradise on your opponent's turn, right? So it does exactly. So these cards are really, really good. I would say like the main 2 win conditions of the deck are getting both of these in rotation, and then you're just playing Fiendsmith Primate, which are both decks with infinite grind game and infinite recursion. So
especially since the Bestials aren't really in the format,
exactly,
it's super free.
Exactly. So those cards are really good. Then our third engine, we played Risio cards. So Ryzeal cards have gotten hit on the ban list, but that doesn't mean they're not still strong. So the nice thing with the Ryzeal cards is they work really well with both Fiendsmith and the Primate cards, because Primate cards are all level 4, right? The Fiendsmith cards get to Lacrima pretty much every time you're playing. And then after that, you can just play Ryzeal cards. And in fact, doing stuff like opening Engraver plus Barrel will get you to full Ryzeal combo.
Yeah.
In addition to both of these. And then you'll just have like Cross, Detonator, Drill Beam, plus full Fiendsmith flying. Like, it's crazy what you can do. So these cards are really good. Their purpose mostly in this deck is to get you to the point where you can just win the game with Ryzeal, with Primate and Fiendsmith cards. They're not your win condition, but they can be a win condition, right? Because Detonator is still a broken card.
Exactly.
Right?
It's like the contingency plan where if this doesn't work and they exhaust all resources to stop this, they're going to lose to this.
Exactly. Like if you bait 3 hand traps with these cards and then you special an X Ryzeal, like the game's over, right? So These cards were great. I won a bunch of games actually just with these cards. So, I mean, Risio cards are still awesome. And I actually played at the Houston YCS. It was literally just Primate Ryzeal. So that's where this deck actually came from, was how do I make up for all the missing Ryzeal cards?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not to mention at the Houston YCS, we both made day 2.
Yes. And my first loss day 1 was to the winner of the YCS, and I was gonna win, but I punted. So what can you do, right?
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yes. So these cards were great. The one thing is I went back and forth on playing the cross, and I think you do need the cross just because if you don't get hand trapped, a lot of the decks have really strong engines like Memento, and you need the extra interruption. So even though it is a little bit of a brick to draw, it's not the worst to draw, right? Because you can like still make your duo and then activate your duo and they hand trap it, and then you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna activate cross anyway, and it's like a monster to get,
Exactly.
Right? So you can side out going second, but I found out as I played the deck more and more, I did not side out the engine bricks because it keeps your power level high, right?
Yep.
If you start siding out your engine bricks, then your power level goes down, and then you might not win some of these games. So this is the last engine. So this is weird, but this is like just a standard good staple. The reason I played the Ryzeal is because it's a level 4 you can search off of Fenrir, and now we're going back to it bridging all of our engines, right? Because that's kind of the theme here, is all the engines kind of work with the other engines. Well, Fenrir can add Ryzeal. So this lets you do 2 things, right? So if you have no other cards, if I have Fenrir plus 4 hand traps, I'd really rather have fiendsmith cards than 4 hand traps.
Yep.
So in this case, I would go Fenrir, search Ryzeal, normal summon Ryzeal, Ryzeal effect, banish a Fenrir from my deck. I don't want to draw a Fenrir after turn 1. Maybe I'll hit like important one-ofs in their deck. And then I just link in the Moon, Requiem.
Full combo.
But if I draw this with like a barrel, for instance, I can go special Fenrir, normal barrel, set load add Droll Beam, and then we're checking Droll here, right? If they have Droll, then we've still got like 2 or 3 interruptions.
Yep.
But if they don't have Droll, then we can go Fenrir add Ryzeal, special Ryzeal, overlay for duo drive search, and then we have
full combo.
Yeah, exactly. So
all right.
This card's really good. Digging it. And actually, as well, if we have fiendsmith cards too, you can extra normal this card off of the Ryzeal. So
oh yes,
that comes up as well. So these cards were really good. Another thing that happens like quite a bit is you'll only see like 1 or 2 of these engines in game 1, and they won't know what you're playing.
Oh yeah. So they're siding, expecting like, oh, this is a fiendsmith Primate deck, and then I gotcha. I
had one where it was just like these 2 cards, and they're like, what is this Blue Eyes? Like, because they didn't even see me summon off a load because I didn't do it. So anyways, that's just like a cool benefit of playing one of these PAL decks, right? No one knows what you're playing.
Nobody knows.
So there are engines. We played 17 hand traps.
Nice.
3 Nibiru. Look at the altar. But these are just kind of 17 of the best hand traps. In my opinion, this is like the perfect lineup because you have the low impact hand traps that are really versatile, like Ash Imperm. Imperm's great drawing for turn. I drew for turn against Cam, Imperm a detonator, and the game was over, right? Ash is stopping Charmies. And then you have like the high impact hand traps right here that stop you from getting FTK'd, right?
Yep.
So, and then these 2, this is an engine card because it surges barrel.
Of course.
And then Druis is just like generically good into all the Fiendsmith and Mitsurugi stuff.
And most the top 3 or 4 decks use light and darks.
Exactly.
So
yes.
Super free.
And then our 48th card, and this was our one change, was Called by the Grave. It was in my side before. The reason it's in the main deck now is there's so many hand traps going around.
Yeah.
And it's going from 47 to 48 really change your consistency.
Literally, that was my logic.
Right. So I ended up putting in the main deck, and I didn't draw it a single time the entire event. So who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it was good. Maybe it wasn't. So that was the main deck, 48 cards.
Nice.
48 cards, 17 17 hand traps, and 1 like non-engine, non-hand trap.
All right.
So this is the extra deck. We have our Ryzeal stuff. It's a pretty small Ryzeal package, well, relatively. the aggregator for X, and then you have your the cards you really summon a lot.
Of course.
Off of Ryzeals. And then this card is actually made off of Primate cards most often.
Yeah.
Because in a grind game, if you can just keep resetting your drill beam, like against Cam Neal, I reset my drill beam like 3 times with just a Baguska in the field. It was literally like, use Baguska, normal barrel. I mean, with the, like, oh, it doesn't matter, I can't use the effect, reset drill beam.
Yep.
Drill beam on your turn, reset, come back to me, reset drill beam. And then you eventually simplify the board state and then win the game because you're in the grind game then. So
while you gain resources, they lose
exactly.
resources.
And the really funny thing with this card, you can this is a Fiend. You can make it with Duke of Demise and shuffle it back with Sequence.
Okay.
Yes, this happened. I won 2 games because of that.
Recycling Baguska, that sounds toxic,
yes,
and I like it.
Yes, sir. I was playing under Baguska for like 5 turns versus Cam because I recycled and remade it.
Oh, man. I know that was a headache and a half for him.
Yes. All right, so then we played Fiendsmith cards. I mean, these are pretty straightforward. Fiendsmith cards are good. They get you to the once you get to the grind game, they win every grind game.
Of course.
I guess the only thing to note is the Duke, but I think that's becoming more standard in Fiendsmith builds.
Yeah.
It's really good in my deck specifically because sometimes you'll open hands that are like ice and barrel, and you're like, do I want to lead one or the other? And if you lead one and you don't get stopped, then Duke just says, okay, you could get to the other for free, right? So, not much to say here other than these cards were great. This card's broken if it ever actually sticks on the field. So
yeah.
All right, so those were, and it's also part of the reason I love Dark Ruler so much is because people are ending on like on-field interruptions. But anyways, and then the 15th card is SP. The reason being is you don't really have much removal in your extra deck besides like Desiree and Detonator. So this card acts as removal, and people are playing really greedy lists with like a single Murakamo. So you just SP it and the game's over because half the lists aren't playing the. What's the name of the dude who adds back Kusanagi?
I forgot his name. But yes.
Yeah. So anyways, that was the extra deck. No change, 0 changes from Houston. It was great. Side deck, really straightforward. Power spells.
Of course.
More power spells.
Dark Ruler no more.
The card's crazy.
Yeah, he was the reason why I started running it, man. It went crazy for me too. Like literally round 8, I went crazy with that card. But
no one expects this card.
Nobody.
It's insane. They're like, no one plays that. What?
Yeah, and then like everybody's so obsessed with like winning that turn that they don't expect it. And like you said, like you're gonna outgrind them. So the game is over once that card hits the field.
Yeah, people are really do not understand how to play grind games. So I won every game I got into a grind game, and there's so many games I should have lost. But you just force into a grind game, and I don't know. It's easy. But besides that, it's pretty straightforward. So few notes is this was a card this was called by, but called by went to the main. So Talent's acts is kind of a similar spot to called by, right?
Good going first or second.
Exactly. And if you're against a deck that you need a lot of hand traps, then, I mean, maybe you just take it out. But these cards were great. This was going in almost every game going second. This is for Malice. I played against an Orcust, so we played Melancia and we Lancia'd him, and he was not happy.
GG no re.
Yep. This was Warning in my last list. The reason it's Judgment now is because I don't own Warnings, so it would still be Warning probably. Other than that, no changes to my side deck either. It was awesome. So
nice. All right. I can dig it. Well, I mean, you clearly knew what you was doing. You made the necessary adjustments and back-to-back regional tops. Like it's nothing. Same deck. Nobody still is using it in the format. So yeah, I like the originality and the goo. But yeah, you got any shout outs or anything like that?
Of course, shout outs to my boy Brian here, also getting this top.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, shout outs to all of Austin, everyone's awesome. Shout outs to Mitchell for sitting in Discord calls with me until 3 a.m. And we talk about random Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. So yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, yeah, man, I appreciate you allowing me to record this video. Stay awesome, stay cool. Like you said, shout out to everybody in Austin. And until next time, y'all take care. We out. Peace.
Of course. Ooh, I